Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the greatest 11, the best 11 players to play for Arsenal. Really hard decision to come to pick the players, the greatest players of all time to ever play for our club, but I think I've done it justice, so I'm going to hit you with it right now. Goalkeeper, David Seaman. Defenders, Lauren, Tony Adams, Sol Campbell and Ashley Cole. The midfield, Marc Overmars, Patrick Vieira, Emmanuel Petit and Robert Pires. And in the forwards, of course, Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry. It wasn't that easy to pick the striker, to be honest. I went for Thierry Henry, but an honourable mention to the one, the only, Ian Wright. He broke the scoring record for Arsenal, which later on Henry broke, but the one that Wright broke had been standing for a long time. So an honourable mention to Ian Wright. I honestly don't know which one of those two I would actually play. I just put it Henry, Wright. So respect to him. He earned the mention there. Wonderful player for the club. 100% committed to Arsenal and a real fan's favourite. Everybody likes him, unless you're a Spurs fan, of course. So that's basically my Arsenal greatest 11 of all time. I'm just going to go through that one more time, talk a little bit about each player, and we can see then. Of course, like I said, the goalkeeper was the one and only David Seaman. A great goalkeeper for Arsenal. Fearless, great reflexes, wonderful shot stopper. He had it all. He was very successful at the club and a real reason that we won the league when Wenger was there. Wonderful. Always kept his cool, never lost his nerve. Kept calm under immense pressure. When all the other players around him were losing their heads, he kept his. Lauren, what can I say about this guy? I mean, the Arsenal right back. Absolute powerhouse in the defence. He'd win the ball, take it out, break into the midfield, look to score himself. He was an attacking defensive player. He had it all. I mean, unbelievable skill, ability, strength, vision, pace, control, and he could finish. Definitely the greatest right back to ever play for Arsenal. Wonderful player. In the defence, in the centre, I have Tony Adams and of course Sol Campbell. Adams was one of the greatest players to ever play for the club. A real captain. A guy I respect a lot. He had his problems, he came back from that, and he was very successful with the team when he came back again, before and after his personal problems. Wonderful defender, great man marker. He could keep anyone in his pocket, keep anyone quiet. Great player. Campbell, same again. Of course, Campbell breached a great divide. He went from Spurs to Arsenal, which was unheard of back then. I mean, he was captain of Spurs, then he came to Arsenal. And with Arsenal, in fairness, he won things. With Spurs, he never won anything, as far as I remember. That was a good move for him, but a great player. Wonderful talent. Ashley Cole, definitely one of the greatest left backs the world has ever seen. Probably the greatest England have ever produced. Wonderful player. Another guy with bags of talent, tons of attitude. Not so good the way it ended up between him and the club, but as a player, his ability, second to none. So comfortable on the ball, so relaxed when in the defensive position, and so good at stopping that cross coming into the box. He never let the team get exposed on his side. He always covered back. Pace to burn, vision, talent, great first touch, always good at clearing the ball, and always looked to get a little pass and a little move going up front. The midfield, I'm going to start with the one, the only Dutchman, Marc Overmars. What else could I say about this guy? One of the greatest players also to ever play for the club. Untouchable. I mean, a wonderful player. Bags of ability. Every time he played against Man United, he gave them an absolute nightmare with his pace. He absolutely tormented the defence from the first minute to the last. Never a moment's rest with this guy around. When he gets the ball, you know what time it is. Time for pain. Unbelievable player. Amazing talent. His FA Cup goal, Charity Shield goal, So many great performances, so many great goals. I mean, where do you start with a player like that? Exceptional player, has to be in the 11. Next to him, Patrick Vieira. Do I really need to say anything about this guy? I mean, Arsenal fans know what this guy is capable of. Brilliant, brilliant player. His last game for the club, of course, his last kick of the ball was when they beat United in the FA Cup final penalty shootout, and he got the deciding penalty. That was typical of the man. From the very first time he put on the jersey to the last, composed, focused, and he just let his natural talent shine. Brilliant player. Alongside him, his compatriot and fellow World Cup winner, Emmanuel Petit. Absolute monster in the middle of the park for Arsenal. This guy was untouchable. I mean, his aggression, winning the ball, his strength on the ball, his calmness and passing, his attack mindedness, his goal scoring. The guy had everything. He was just a colossus in the middle of the field. No one would get past him. The ball or the player, but not both went past. He was just a monster in the middle. I mean, colossal. I mean, his impact on the club, absolutely immense. A lot of the time that Vieira would go raiding forward and scoring those goals and playing those passes, Petit would stay. Or Petit would go forward and Vieira would stay. One of them would stay in the midfield to lock things down. And when we got overpowered, when we got outmanned, and the other team tried to break through the midfield, he always got in and got the tackle and cleared the ball. He always stood up strong to the challenge. He was never found wanting. I mean, the players we have at the moment, take note, that's how you play midfield. Just a wonderful, wonderful player, a great talent. I mean, on the other side, the other winger, of course, Robert Pires. I mean, another Frenchman, another absolutely fantastic player. He had it all. I mean, some of his goals, some of his wing play, he absolutely destroyed teams. I mean, and he was completely different to other players at the time, completely different to Overmars, completely different to the likes of Freddie Lundberg. He brought something completely different. He was a left-footed player, left-sided. He just had a different game, a different style, and we had a good mix. We had it all going on. Overmars on one side, Parler was in the squad, Lundberg was in the squad, Perez was there. I mean, I'm mentioning these players just about the variety, different styles. He gave us another option, something that they couldn't stop that easily. It's not that easy to play against him. He's a very difficult player to play against, and he proved it time and time again. He's a natural winger on that side. I mean, rampaging forward with the ball. He could do it against, with respects to Luton Town, and he could do it against Barcelona. It would make no difference. Once he got the ball in that area, it was a goal. I mean, it didn't matter who he was playing against. Defender was a defender, he'd just do the same thing. Unbelievable talent. Of course, the number 10, I'm going to go on to now, my favourite player, the player that I regard as the greatest player to play for Arsenal of all time, Dennis Bergkamp. Unbelievable ability. What a player. He came from Inter Milan. He had an absolute nightmare there. Came to Arsenal, low in confidence, low in belief after that awful time he had in Italy. Took him a few games to get settled, but when he settled, the real Bergkamp came out. Unstoppable playing against him. An absolute magician. His passing, his ability, his range, his vision, and the ability to actually execute it. Of course, as you all know, he came from Ajax Amsterdam. He came from the youth team there. He came from the academy, and he learned his trade there under the watchful eye of Johan Cruyff. Absolutely unbelievable player. Modest guy, shy guy off the field, quiet guy, but on it, just an absolute legend. His play, his performances, his goals and passes, I mean, no one will ever forget them. Unbelievable player. The striker, to be honest, I was in two minds about who I would pick. I went for Thierry Henry, but I have to give an honourable mention to the one and only Ian Wright. Wright broke the goal scoring record for Arsenal. He's a die-hard Gooner. The only reason he's not the out-clear favourite for my 11, that he's not the striker, is because a player of the calibre of Thierry Henry came along. I mean, Ian Wright was a wonderful striker, lethal. I mean, he gave defenders nightmares. He broke the goal scoring record that stood for a very, very long time. Only that Henry came after him and broke that record. Wright was unstoppable. A real fan favourite, brilliant football player, lethal. I mean, who will forever get his clashes with Peter Schmeichel when Arsenal and United were not getting on too good? I mean, some of those games, red hot atmosphere. I mean, what a player. Honourable mention to him. Of course, the guy gave to was Henry, another club legend. I mean, unbelievable player. Unstoppable. I mean, just ask Liverpool, just ask United. He used to score against them for fun. We used to have problems with them before. He came into the team, like I said, he used to score against them for fun. His finishing, it didn't matter who was in goal. And Peter Schmeichel was in goal for them a lot of the time. One of the greatest goalkeepers that ever lived. When Henry hit the ball, when he headed it, it was a goal, instant, no messing. That's my 11, guys. That's my greatest team to ever play for Arsenal. Top 11. What do you think of it? Please comment in the comment section below. Also include your 11 if you want. Just write it quickly in the comment section, the 11 you would have chosen. And please a bit of feedback on the team I picked. Like I said, it wasn't an easy decision. I had to think about it. I'm going back a long time now as well to get some of these players. But for me, that is the greatest 11 to ever play for Arsenal. Every single one of them is just a monster. Wonderful, wonderful. If we had a couple of them these days, we'd be doing alright. I tell you, I'd like it. Please comment in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. I recently hit 1,100 subscribers. I would just like to thank everybody very much for all your continued support. Seems like only yesterday I hit 1k. Now I'm at 1.1. Just like to thank everybody once again. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And take it easy, guys. Stay healthy and stay safe. Wear a mask. Come on, you Gooners.